Hello everyone and welcome to the GameTime Sports Show on Duquesne Student TV and the GameTime Sports YouTube channel. My name is Brendan Flavel and I'm excited to bring you today's show. We've got a lot to cover today with topics ranging from NIL lawsuits, National Signing Day drama, breaking news out of the PIAA, sit-down interview with one of the top college field hockey players, and much more. We start our show with today's version of the Untelevised. We will take a deep dive into the lawsuit between the University of Georgia and one of its former players, as well as break down one of the biggest National Signing Day sagas we've ever seen. College football isn't just dealing with transfers and NIL anymore. Now it's dealing with lawsuits. And this week, Georgia shocked the sport by going after one of its former players, defensive end Damon Wilson, for nearly $400,000. According to documents filed in court, Wilson signed a 14-month NIL deal worth around $500,000 with Georgia's collective. Weeks later, he entered the transfer portal and eventually landed at Missouri. Georgia paid him one $30,000 installment before he left, and now they want the rest back. The school is seeking $390,000, claiming Wilson violated the agreement and owes the remaining value of the contract. Currently, UGA is asking a judge to force him into arbitration. Wilson's attorney pushed back hard, saying, quote, "This has never been about money. Damon wants to pursue his NFL dream, and people will be shocked to learn how Georgia treated him," end quote. Critics argue that this clause looks more like a penalty than liquidated damages, and demanding 13 times what a player actually received may not hold up legally. But if Georgia succeeds, it could set a precedent that changes how NIL contracts are written and how freely players can move. Fans online are already calling it the first true NIL buyout battle. Some say it's overdue, others say it's a dangerous new territory. Either way, this fight isn't just about one player or one school. It's about the future of roster building and the transfer portal and whether NIL agreements can follow athletes long after they've packed their bags. Make no mistake about it, college football is going to be watching this one very, very closely. Tennessee football is celebrating its highest rate of recruiting class in more than a decade. But one of its headline signees has already kicked up a storm of confusion, questions, and family drama. We're talking about legend Bay, a 4-star athlete out of Heartland, Texas, whose signing with the Volunteers has turned into one of the strangest recruiting sagas of the year. Bay officially signed with Tennessee on December 3rd, the first day of the early signing period. A major win for the Vols, beating out defending national champion Ohio State for a playmaking quarterback who projects as a wide receiver at the college level. His paperwork hit Tennessee's desk at exactly 1:42 p.m., and the school celebrated immediately. They even delayed Josh Humpel's press conference just to get Bay's name into the official release. But just after that moment of triumph, the drama began. Bay did not respond to interview requests from Knox the following day, and issues surrounding his signing quickly bubbled to the surface. Bay spent his entire senior season bouncing between Tennessee and Ohio State. He committed to the Vols in June, flipped to the Buckeyes in November, and then appeared to flip back to Tennessee on signing day. All of that set the stage for an awkward signing ceremony at his high school. The gym was decorated head to toe in Ohio State gear. Scarlet and gray balloons, Buckeye banners, framed photos from his OSU visit, even cupcakes were Buckeye themed. And then right there in the middle of all of that OSU themed celebration, Bay chose Tennessee. In Knoxville, Coach Humpel credited wide receivers coach Kelsey Pope for the last minute flip. Pope had a strong relationship with Bay and is known as one of the program's top recruiters. But reports coming out of Columbus painted a completely different picture. It was reported that Bay's mother preferred Tennessee over Ohio State and that the disagreement created tension within the family. Bay and his mother reportedly met privately right before he signed. Remember, he's only 17, which means a parent must sign off on any scholarship agreement. Neither Bay nor his mother commented on those reports. And then things got even stranger. On December 4th, a message briefly appeared on Bay's X account before being deleted, It claimed that he was being logged out of his social media by his older brother because he refused to sign with the school that his brother and mother preferred. Whether Bay actually posted that message is unclear, and there have been no posts on that account since December 2nd. Meanwhile, Bay's Instagram includes several posts celebrating his signing with Texas, although it may not be Legend who is running the account. With his brother allegedly having access to some of his social media accounts, it's difficult to know what is real. So, the big question is, will Legend Bay actually suit up for the Vols? Right now, Bay hasn't addressed the rumors or conflicting reports. What matters is whether he intends to enroll in early January as planned. If he decides Tennessee isn't the place for him, he could either enter the transfer portal on January 2nd, or Tennessee could simply release him from his scholarship paperwork and allow him to sign elsewhere. And yes, as a highly coveted recruit, Bay has likely agreed to a lucrative NIL deal with Tennessee, but under NCAA rules, none of that money can be paid until he is officially enrolled on campus. For now, Legend Bay is a part of Tennessee's 28-man signing class. Whether he'll actually join the team in Knoxville remains to be seen. In a move that Pennsylvania coaches have wanted for years, the PIAA approved a 35-second shot clock for boys and girls basketball beginning with the 2028-2029 season. This is where we head for our PA Sports Update. The shot clock was unanimously passed in a third and final reading by the PIAA Board of Governors on Wednesday. In a July 2023 article about the PIAA eliminating 1-and-1 free throws, Central Bucks East boys basketball coach Eric Henderson said, "I'm pretty sure most coaches are begging for the shot clock universally. That's the change we all want. I think the PIAA should be adopting a shot clock before changing the 1-and-1 rule," former Ben Salem boys coach Ron Morris said. "I believe we should be preparing the players for the next level." The National Federation of High Schools, NFHS, instituted a shot clock prior to the 2022-2023 campaign. In addition to the NFHS, the Pennsylvania Independent Schools Athletic Association, also known as the PIAA, adopted a 38-second shot clock for varsity games years ago. The shot clock will apply to all PIAA varsity and JV games. Susquehanna football is headed back to the NCAA Division III Elite Eight, and they did it with authority. This is where we head for our PA College Sports Update. The Riverhawks went on the road to Eastern and walked out with a dominant 29-0 shutout. This was their second shutout of the season, and it was led by a huge second-half surge by the offense and a defense that completely smothered the Eagles. It didn't start high scoring. At halftime, Susquehanna led just 8-0, thanks to 2 field goals from kicker Dominic Ois, who remained perfect on the year, and a botched punt from Eastern that turned into a safety. The Riverhawks made their adjustments at the break, and that's when the game flipped. Quarterback Josh Urich opened things up in the third quarter, capping a 7.5-minute drive with a 12-yard touchdown strike to Hunter Mogriff. And then, when Eastern looked like they finally had a chance to answer, cornerback Xavier Maple stepped in front of the shot to the end zone, intercepting the pass. Elrich struck again in the fourth, this time finding freshman running back Aaron Angelo in the flat for a 20-yard score as Susquehanna pushed the lead to 22. Even with all the offensive success, the exclamation point came from the defense. With Eastern trying to salvage something deep in Susquehanna's territory, Marple ripped the ball away from the receiver, sprinting 80 yards down the sideline and iced the shutout win with a defensive touchdown. Susquehanna's defense was relentless, only allowing 136 yards, just 22 of which came through the air. They sacked Eastern QB Brett Knapp 3 times and forced 3 turnovers. Offensively, running back Matt Sertz led the way on the ground with 98 yards, and Elrich finished with 2 touchdowns in the air and 14 yards of his own on the ground. And for standout kicker Dominic Burgoyce, he drilled field goals from 45 and 39 yards, improving to 19 for 19 on the season, and added 3 extra points for good measure. With the win, Susquehanna moves to 11-2 and now turns its attention to a familiar opponent, Johns Hopkins. The Riverhawks will travel to Baltimore next Saturday for an Elite Eight showdown and a rematch of their Week 3 meeting, which Johns Hopkins won 40-22. The teams know each other well from their years as Centennial Conference rivals, and now there's a trip to the national semifinals on the line. A late surge from Brett Lacey lifted the Hershey Bears past the Lehigh Valley Phantoms Sunday afternoon. This is where we head for our PA Sports Update. After sealing a 3-2 win at the Giant Center, Hershey extended their streak of 4 straight victories over its I-78 rivals. The Bears opened the scoring in the first period when Louis Bellipo blasted home a slap shot from the right point. Lehigh Valley tied the game early in the second on a goal from Alex Bump, but Hershey answered back midway through the frame when Henrik Rabinski scored his third of the year to restore the lead. The Phantoms drew even again just 2 minutes and 45 seconds into the third when Jacob Goucher scored moments after stepping out of the penalty box. The eventual deciding moment came at the 16:30 mark when a furious scramble in front of the net ended up with Brett Leeson connecting on a loose puck and burying the game-winning goal. After the game, head coach Derek King said, "The team delivered the consistency he had been urging following last night's loss." King said he likes where the team is at right now, maybe not pretty, but playing with purpose across all 3 periods. The Bears continued their homestand Wednesday night when they host the Providence Bruins as the 2025-2026 season rolls on. Let's now take a look at the highlights courtesy of the Hershey Bears YouTube channel.
The old school jerseys on for the Bears tonight. They look sharp. Now they want to play sharp as they look to take down their Keystone State rivals, the Lehigh Valley Phantoms. We are underway. It's the Bears and Lehigh Valley Phantoms here on this Sunday in Hershey, PA. Rotated top side, Belpedio. A to D, Chris there, the forward to Belpedio, winds and fires, he scores! A Belpedio bomb against his old club. It comes just as the penalty expires. Louis Belpedio, his second of the season. Hershey's in 1-0. Time hero yesterday, we'll cycle it there. Phantoms on offense, and shot from the line, into the save, the rebound, potted and score. Lehigh Valley on the second effort. It's Alex Bump acting. Got for the ball. Set free to the right. Gibson. And Bump is there to cash in. Phantoms tie the game at 1 on Bump's 6th of the season. Left point, Corey Schooneman with it. Drags to the middle. A wrist shot knocked down in front. Drag to the right side of the feet of Leeson. Bounces loose. And that's over the line. The Bear door. Hey, they'll take it any way you can get it. A hard-working goal as the puck pops in over Kolashov. Rabinski will lead the line. Not how you draw it up, but it counts all the same. It's 2-1 Bears. Ryan Chesley will try the left wing. He finds more of the same, and Barkey stole it. Centers to Gaucher, and he scores. Out of the box and on the board as the Bears give the puck up in their own zone. And Jacob Gaucher has tied the game at 2. Phantoms, though, being pressured, and the Bears steal it. Hooker gets to Clark, shoots off the goal post. He rang the iron, past the blocker, Kolashov. Upper spot, Rabinski band on, comes back to Crystal. Left wing, Protis, Rabinski again, and Kolashov's got it. There was some leak for Kolashov there, and room open. Rabinski gets it back from Leeson on the left wing. To Crystal between the circles, he shoots. Pan save, Kolashov. Rebound, Leeson trying to tuck it in. Second attempt, won't go either. Third try, pulls it back. Kolashov scrambling. Short side bid, Rabinski in front. Leeson, he scores! It all works out in the end. They had the Phantoms scrambling, and it's Brett Leeson late with 3:30 to play. He's got Hershey in front, 3-2. 7 seconds. Barkey left wing. 4 to play. Circles the net. Blocked by Aaron Nash. One last chance for Barkey. Knocked out in front. And the Bears get the 3-2 victory.
We are now going to be joined by Caitlin Hoover from the Franklin and Marshall field hockey team. Caitlin played her high school field hockey for Lawrenceville, where she was named MVP twice and received the Melissa McGee Speidel Award for being the best female athlete in her class. While in high school, Caitlin also played on and was captain of the lacrosse team. Now a junior at Franklin and Marshall University, Caitlin holds the record for most hat tricks scored in school history, as well as being named to the NFHCA All-Region First Team twice, winning the Centennial Conference Offensive Player of the Year award, being named to the All-Centennial Conference First Team twice, being named to the NFHCA Division III watch list, a four-time Centennial Conference Offensive Player of the Week, a team captain, was named twice to the NFHCA National Academic Squad, College Sports Communicators All-Academic All-District Team, and she was twice named to the Academic All-Centennial Conference Team, to name a few accomplishments. Let's now take a look at the assist that gave her her 100th career point and her game-winning goal in overtime this year versus Washington College. All right, and we are now joined by Caitlin Hoover. Caitlin, how are you doing today?
I'm good, Brendan. How are you?
I'm doing well. So to get started here with the questions, how did you first get introduced into field hockey, and when did you realize it was the sport you wanted to pursue at a high level?
So I got introduced to field hockey for the first time when I was in first grade. My mom coached me when I played like rec and intramural for a few years, and then I started playing travel when I was in sixth grade. But I didn't really know I wanted to start playing at the collegiate level until after I got into high school, and I really just played my first field hockey game, and I realized that it was a sport that I wanted to continue after I couldn't see my life without it after I started playing it at that higher level.
In high school, you played both field hockey and lacrosse. Is there anything that translates between the two sports?
I mean, they are two pretty different games, even though you do see a lot of girls do play both sports. I think the thing that translates most is just with both you learn different game IQ and different plays and spacing and field awareness, and so I think that was the biggest thing that translated between the two. For me personally, I play forward in field hockey and I played low defense on lacrosse, so it was two pretty different positions in
Um,
scoring.
yeah, and then you have 100 career points, and you lead F&M in hat tricks. How do you describe your style of play, and what do you think sets you apart on the field?
I would describe my style of play as just pretty calm and composed. Once I go out there, I kind of just tune everything else out, and I know how to play the game well. I've been playing it for a long time. I have a pretty high game IQ, and I know how to read my teammates just as they know how to read me, and we work together pretty well.
And then what ultimately led to you choosing F&M for college?
So I live only like an hour and a half away from here. I thought I wanted to go maybe farther away. I thought I maybe wanted to play at the D1 level. And then after being coached by Coach Egger and some of my other coaches at recruiting clinics, I really fell in love with their coaching style. And I took one visit here and met some girls on the team. And just, I knew this was the place for me. The great chemistry. I felt so welcomed right away. And then I watched them play, and just the style of their play was very similar to mine as well. So.
You mentioned the team chemistry that you guys have. You guys had another great season this year. Do you think that your team's chemistry has anything to do with that success?
I do. I really do. I think we are all just best friends on and off the field, and I think that that really shows. We're also excited every single time anything happens on the field. We're also excited for each other. We compete and push each other. All we want is for everyone to do their best, and it's obvious by like the sideline celebrations, like the celebrations after a goal on the field, and just being able to trust your teammates and know that everyone gets along and that we all like love and care for each other and just want to push each other to do great things. I feel like that translates onto the field.
You said celebrations there. Do you have a signature celebration that you do after you score your goals?
I tried to switch it up. I try to maybe do something cool and like maybe do an arm pump, but usually I just get too excited and just up in the air with my arms up and run and hug my teammates.
There you go. You scored a lot of game-winning goals during your career. Walk us through what it feels like to score a game-winning goal.
I mean, it's always exciting to score a goal, just that feeling and just whistle blows and you know the ball went into the goal, but it's really different when it's a game-winning goal. You know, like I did this, like my team did this. It's so exciting. It's just always more exciting to score a goal and know you're going to win because of it than to be behind and score a goal, to be up by a lot. So just those close games when you're scoring, it's really, really exciting.
You've played in every game actually since arriving at F&M. What does it take both physically and mentally to always be ready for your team?
I mean, I think it's just a lot of hard work. I train every single day almost with either my stick or just physically going on runs and working out. And so a lot of hard work on that. And then mentally, it's just confidence and believing in yourself. And then also knowing that your teammates also are there for you and they're supporting you. And so just knowing like going into it, being confident in yourself, confident in your skills, and just wanting to do the best for yourself and your team.
And then to follow up there, you play in a lot of games, obviously, playing every game. Are there any pregame rituals or superstitions that you do before every game to get you ready?
So every game, I would wear the same hairstyle until I didn't feel like I did my best or something, and then I would switch it up and I'd stick to that same hairstyle. I would wear the same ribbons on my shoes every game, and then I would just kind of listen to my own music and in the locker room getting ready before until my team did our own whole team pregame rituals.
You've won a lot of awards and a lot of records throughout your career. Is there any that stick out to you the most?
One that I was really proud of this year was when I won Offensive Player of the Year. Um, I really I that was really like special to me. I felt like I worked really hard and I couldn't have done it without my mates, but that was really special to me. I was really excited to win that award.
And then F&M is a very good academic school. How do you balance being a student and an athlete at such a demanding academic institution?
Yeah, it definitely it was an investment for sure. But really studying with your teammates, making sure after practice you go to the library and you get a good schedule and maintaining a good relationship with your professors. All the professors here are really good and really supportive. So making sure like I take them to go those extra office hours, email them when I miss class, and just to make sure that I'm putting in the work and that I am making sure that I'm balancing school and putting my academics first, even with my athletics.
And then if you could send a message to a younger athlete who wants to play a sport in college, what would you want them to know?
I would tell them just keep working hard. If you really love it, like it's going to work out. It might be stressful with the recruiting process and everything, but in the end, it's all worth it. You're going to go to college and have so much fun and meet best friends. Just keep up the hard work, and you're doing great.
And then finally, what's your go-to hype song before a game? This is a tough question for everyone we ask it
Oh,
to.
I would say it's like I would probably say it's Dream Nightmares by Meek
Okay,
Mill.
that's a good pick. That's
It's
better than
yeah.
that's better. That's the best one I've heard all year. I've asked it
Oh, good.
twice,
I'm
so
glad.
it's a good answer. All
Thanks,
right,
Brendan. Of
thank you, Caitlin, for joining us. Have a good one and have a great senior year at F&M.
course. Thanks for having me.
So that will do it for today's Game Time Sports Show. My name is Brendan Flato. Shout out Nick, Will, Jason, and Jack in the back, helping to produce a great show today. We hope you'll join us again for the next episode. Remember, these go live Tuesdays at 5 p.m. Stay tuned to our Instagram page at gametime.sports to find out updates on when shows are going to be. And then, as always, you can watch them on the Game Time Sports YouTube channel and Duquesne Student TV. My name is Brendan Flato. Have a great night, everyone.